name is Lisa Tayo. I'm 36, living in San Diego, California. One of my main complaints was definitely my thyroid. I've been having problems with my thyroid for probably about 10 years now. Been on medication, it's constantly going up and down. We constantly have to change the medication amounts, and I've never been able to seem to regulate it. Additionally, there's been my weight. I've gained weight significantly over the past 7 years, and have not been able to lose the weight at all. Going on a diet even down to 1,200 calories, I lost maybe 5-7 pounds, and I just stopped, plateaued. I was hungry all the time though, that helped. And then of course there's the anxiety. I am anxious about everything. Crowds, incredibly anxious in crowds, nervous about talking to certain people, talking to anybody, answering my phone, and I live on the phone for work. I have to be on the phone. But my phone at home or answering a desktop phone, it just made me so nervous to the point where I just didn't want to do it. 5 years ago, I had a panic attack at the mall because there was just too many people. It was Christmas time, so I figured that's pretty normal. Well, I actually was looking for a chiropractor. I was having problems with my leg. My left thigh actually was having seemed to be nerve problems. My doctor just prescribes, over-the-counter pain medication for that. So I went to see a chiropractor at one of the chiropractor shops and met Dr. Cameron. And when we started talking about my other issues, he recommended that I possibly come in to see him, at least to do a initial review and see what we could do. Everything. I've seen my general doctor, I've been seeing him for quite a while now, since my early 20s. Have seen the same doctor. He's done, we do blood work every year. We do all the regular tests. I go in for a yearly physical every year. And it's been, he put me on blood pressure medication when my blood pressure went too high. He put me on, different thyroid prescriptions depending on how it was doing. But we never really talked about how to get better, what was getting too close to the minimum, or how to get better from where I was. So it was always just kind of helping the things that were getting too high. Like, oh, you're not a diabetic yet, so don't worry about cutting out sugar. Those types of things. Working with Dr. Cameron, we've talked about my entire diet. I never have done that with my regular doctor. Worked on what things I just should not be eating. We also did a thorough amount of blood tests, so that found out that I have Hashimoto's. And immediately he worked on my diet with me, put me on specific supplements to help things that I was too low on when we tested my vitamin D. Even though my doctor told me just to take some supplement for vitamin D, Dr. Cameron was very specific on taking much more than I had ever taken before. And just working with me on a weekly basis as how am I doing, how am I feeling, what's feeling different. If anything's feeling different, if it's, not just those physical things that my general practitioner works on me with, but the mental things as well. Are you feeling more depressed? Are you feeling anxious? What is making you feel anxious? Less anxious? What other symptoms are you noticing? So I've never really been asked any of those questions, no matter what doctor I've seen. When we first met, I think we must have spent an hour and a half together. Went over multiple tests, testing my vision, testing reflexes, testing my balance, testing my reaction to even just sounds and things. It was quite extensive. I didn't realize that some of the tests even existed, so I was very impressed right away because of the fact that it was so thorough. When we first started treatment, one of the first things that we changed was my diet, of course. And I'll admit that I'm stubborn, so I didn't change my entire diet right away. I started it gradually because it was just easier for me that way, especially giving up things like gluten. And so I think I noticed within a week of giving up gluten and giving up sugar, the difference. My whole body felt different. Within a month, I noticed all the severe items that were new and different, and everything from my anxiety levels lower. For the first time in my entire life, being 36, and since I've had my period since I was about 13, it was the first time I've ever not had menstrual cramps. And that was incredibly unusual for me, since I've always had very severe cramps. But everything from just my overall mood, my energy level, quality of life, my outlook on things, the way I even worked with my employees has improved. And it was noticeable within anywhere from a week to a month. Great. I feel really good. It's been about 4 months now that we've been seeing each other, so my anxiety level is so much lower. I actually went to a show yesterday where there was a couple hundred people, and I was able to go there by myself without having a panic attack, without being able to, feeling like I needed to get close to a wall so that I wouldn't, have the air sucked out of my lungs, or feel like I couldn't take it anymore. There was too many people touching me and near me. I was okay. I was able to make it through the entire show, intermission, and leave at the end of the night without having any problems, which I have not been able to do that in years. So, of course, the other items that have improved, I've always had migraines. I have a headache, maybe a week before my period now. It's just a headache. I don't have migraines anymore. No more cramps, of course. I'm not hungry anymore. I don't feel like I need to eat if it's been 2 or 3 hours, like I'm feeling shaky. I mean, overall, my body just feels better. I feel like my old self, like the person I was in my early 20s came back.